Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new on this channel, kindly consider subscribing, liking, sharing and even commenting on this video. And if you are a returning subscriber, kindly let's continue sharing the video, continue liking, continue even commenting on this video. It will really help me grow this channel. Now today we are looking at trigonometric ratios, and that is basically the six trigonometric ratios: the sine, the cosine, the tangent, the cotangent, the secant, and also the cosecant. Now as we start, let us consider a triangle. We are going to consider a triangle. We can call it A, B, C. And let us sketch the triangle. We have the triangle ABC. This is 90. And then this is our A. This becomes our side B, and this is our C. We are also going to represent the sides of the triangle by letters A, B, and C, so that we have this shorter side being A, the hypotenuse being B, and the other shorter side being C. We will have our angle here. We call it angle theta. Now, from SOHCAHTOA, we can use it to derive the six trigonometric ratios. But first of all, we need to understand the sides of the triangle. So always on a right angle triangle, the longer side is usually the hypotenuse. The longer side will be the hypotenuse. Now this shorter side that is closer to the angle that we are referring to as theta is always going to be the adjacent. Then the side that is further away from the angle that we are considering is usually the opposite side. Now, from this, we can start with the first trigonometric ratio, and that is the sine. And from this definition of SO, the side opposite an hypotenuse will define the sine that you are looking for. So that sine theta is going to be defined by the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. The opposite divided by the hypotenuse. And our opposite, according to a triangle ABC, our opposite is represented by letter C divided by our hypotenuse, which is represented by letter B. And therefore, we can say sine theta is equal to C divided by B. Now, that is the first trigonometric ratio. The second one, which is the cosine. The cosine from our car is defined by the adjacent and the hypotenuse. And therefore, we can say cos theta is equal to the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse. And the adjacent side is represented by letter B, and the hypotenuse by the adjacent is represented by letter A, and the hypotenuse is represented by letter B. So we can say cos theta is equal to A divided by B, so that we have cos theta be equal to A divided by B. Now we move on to the tangent. Now from TOA, we can see we have opposite and adjacent, which is defining the tangent. So we can say tan theta is equal to the opposite side, divided by the adjacent, which we can give it the letters now. Our opposite is C divided by the adjacent, which is letter A. And we can now say tan theta is equals to C divided by A. Now moving on, we have the other three trigonometric ratios. And that is, now we can start with the cosecant. And it is shortened so that it is cosec. And we can say that cosec theta is defined by the hypotenuse divided by the opposite side. The hypotenuse divided by the opposite side. So that if we define it with our letters, the hypotenuse is letter B divided by the opposite side, which is letter C. And therefore, our cosec theta is equal to B divided by C. So that is for the cosecant. Again, if we look at our sine, we had said that sine theta from this one here is C divided by B. And if we compare it with cosec, we are seeing that it is simply a reciprocal of the other. And therefore, we can also say that cosec theta can also be represented by 1 divided by the sine theta. Cosec theta is equal to 1 divided by sine theta. Now, moving on, let us look at the secant now. We can say sec is shortened so that it is sec. So sec theta is equal to, so the sec theta is defined by the hypotenuse divided by the adjacent side. So that this one, the hypotenuse side is letter B, so it is B divided by the adjacent side, which is letter A. And we can say sec theta is equal to B divided by A. B divided by A. Let us move this just a little bit up, and we can say now that if sec theta is equals to B divided by A, and also we know that cos theta was being given by, from this one here, that is A divided by B. Again, it is a reciprocal of the other, so that we can now conclude and say that a sec theta can also be given by 1 divided by cos theta. 1 divided by cos theta. Now moving on to our last trigonometric ratio for the day, that is the cotangent, and we shorten it so that it is the cot. So it is shortened as cot. So cot theta is equal to, now for the cotangent, it is defined by the adjacent side divided by the opposite side. Therefore, considering the sides of our triangle, the adjacent side is A and the opposite side is C. So we can say cot theta is equal to A divided by C. So that cot theta is equal to A divided by C. Now from this, and also from the tangent, we know that tan theta is equal to, from what we had looked at here, tan theta is equal to C divided by A. Therefore, comparing it again with the cot theta, this one is basically again the reciprocal of the other. And therefore, we can conclude and say that cot theta can also be given by a 1 divided by the tan theta. 1 divided by the tan theta. Now, one last thing that we need to look at, let me just divide this here. If we divide the sine, sine theta divided by the cos theta, this one, sine theta, we had C divided by B. We are dividing this with cos theta, which was giving us A divided by B. A divided by B. And if we divide this, it is the same as saying C divided by B. You multiply this by the reciprocal, which is now B divided by A, so that B and B cancels out, and you remain with C over or divided by A. And C divided by A is the tan theta. C divided by A is the tan theta, which is equal to tan theta. Therefore, we can say that sine theta divided by cos theta is also equal to tan theta. Sine theta divided by cos theta is equal to tan theta. And because we had also said that cot theta is equal to 1 divided by tan theta, and tan theta is equal to sine theta divided by cos theta, we can now say that 1 divided by tan theta will also be the reciprocal of sine theta divided by cos theta, which will now be cos theta divided by sine theta. And therefore, we can also say cot theta is equal to cos theta divided by sine theta. So, those are the basic trigonometric ratios that I wanted us to look at today. Just keep them in mind. We are going to be referring to them even as we continue this series of trigonometry. And thank you very much for watching this video up to the end. Continue liking, continue subscribing, continue sharing, continue even giving comments on this video, because it builds and promotes our videos. Until we see you in another video, thank you and be blessed.